Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Shane from Rocket Powered Sound. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how I recreated the main lead from Rickyxsan's remix of Zomboy's track Lights Out. And this is what it sounds like.
I break my spine cause this motherfucking banger!
So yeah, that was just a quick little demo I whipped up for this, but if you guys are wondering where those vocals came from, those are straight from our vocal pack, which is actually 5 vocal packs, and it's only $5 as well. So if you guys want to grab that, link is in the top of the description. It's all the vocals that you need for an entire year for only $5. So make sure you guys snag that right now. You do not want to miss out, because this isn't going to be around forever. Anyways, let's get back to the tutorial, assuming that you already took advantage of that and you have a brain. Let's start off with oscillator A, which is going to be our I Can't Has Kick. Now, if we take a look at I Can't Has Kick, if I could find it, here we go. It's one of those really gritty waveforms, kind of similar to the same effect that a sawtooth waveform has. It actually has a lot of, it sounds beady, I guess, is a good way to describe it. It just, as we start to move it up the wavetail position, we're introducing more and more little cycles of the waveform, which actually creates a clicky sound as more and more clicks as we start to move it up. So yeah, that's kind of what the direction of the sound we want to be going in for. So what we're going to be doing here is we're actually going to be using this as our bass. We're going to turn on the wavetail position to about 120. That's a good spot, and then we'll modulate it up. Just a little something like that. And that squishy sound is really what's similar to the original track. I'm sure you could do something similar with a sawtooth waveform as well, because a sawtooth does give off a similar effect. It's just a little bit sharper, which we want a squishier sound. Anyways, that's going to take us straight into our LFO1. So LFO1, this is all I did. I just created a little shape like this. So it's a quick ramp up, and then right around here at the 3/4 mark, or the 4/4 mark, it just has a slight increase, and we could even bring this down a bit. So what that's going to be doing here is it's really important for the pitch. So if you guys listen to the original track, the pitch has a really weird swing to it. So it swoops up the ramp, it goes whoop, and then it goes blip, makes a weird sound, right? So what we're doing here is we're just, here, I'll show you actually. We're going to turn on LFO1 onto the chorus bit. And before I do anything, let me put this on envelope. And I'm also going to leave this on 1/4. See what I mean? So it swoops up, and that's not quite the sound. It starts to move up to the octave that we wanted at. And what I did here is I also turn on release. So after we extend past the full 1/4 measure that this is taking, it has one little extra tone. So pretty cool, right? That's going to take us straight into our filter, which is just going to be a notch filter. See, this sounds okay, but it's not really getting that kind of, almost sounds like it's getting flushed down a toilet in the original track. And what I'm going to do to emulate that is I'm going to go into our notches, and I'm just going to select our notch 24. So our notch 24 is just a notch filter, and what that's doing is it's basically like an inverted peak. It's just taking one set of a very steep slope, and it's just cutting that out as it moves up across the cutoff. So we're going to start off the cutoff at around 3,400 hertz. And as we cut it back, right there, we start to hear the flushing of the toilet. No, I'm kidding. It just like sounds really weird, but it sounds really sick. Turn up the resonance to about halfway. And that's really going to slim it up a little bit. Mix is going to turn down because we don't want that heavy of an effect on it. Turn up the drive a tad bit.
I break my spine cause it...
Alright. we're going to turn on voicings, and we're going to go mono legato, and we're going to turn up the portamento just a tad bit, so that way we can have the freedom to go whatever we want, right? It's totally up to us. So let's just take a listen what this sounds like in context of the demo that I originally played.
I break my spine cause this motherfucking banger.
So not the coolest sound right now. We still have a ways to go. Oh, maybe I had it set to 1/8.
I break my spine cause this motherfucking banger.
Yeah, it was set to 1/8. Alright, that sounds good. Let's take it straight to the effects section. So first things first, on the effects, we're going to turn on our multi-band compressor. So to do that, we're going to turn on our compressor, move it all the way to the top, and we're just going to turn on multi-band. And what that's going to do, right there, we just create a nice equal sound across all the frequencies, the high, the middle, and the low bands. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to turn up the gain, and we're also going to turn up the low end a little bit too. Just a little bit, and also the middle band as well. So now the middle band and the lower end have a little bit more threshold on them. We're also going to turn on our hyper / dimension. Oops, not the distortion. Okay, so for the hyper and the dimension, we're just going to turn down the hyper just a tad bit. We don't really want too much hyper on the sound, but you know, a little bit here and there doesn't hurt. So we're going to turn on the dimension size to about 1%, and the mix is going to go up to about 39%. I'm sure if you guys watch my tutorials, we know that we do this because if we turn up the size too much, oh my gosh, that is disgusting. So we're going to go ahead and turn this all the way down to about 1-2%, somewhere around there. Same with the mix. Leave it not 1% or anything like that, but we'll leave it around 35. And finally, you can finish this bad boy off with a touch of reverb. Reverb settings are completely up to you. That's where you guys can really start to get creative with the sound. So finally, in context, this is what the final sound sounds like.
I break my spine cause this motherfucking banger.
I know that the demo isn't the coolest demo track in the world. I was just kind of trying to make something for good context of the video so you guys could get a feel of what you guys can do with the sound. But anyways, that's gonna be today's video. That's a wrap. If you guys haven't already grabbed the 5 packs for $5, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Just a little bit of questionable about your decision-making skills. Okay, I mean, it's 65 vocals, $5.